We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those.
Something big about to happen. I hear the beat tapping.
We some fly rhyming felines rapping on the track. Better yet, grab a gat, cause we hot like Enzo. Doors closed, windows up, cause that's the way we like to ride. Windy City hitting. Check mic 1 2 1 2. We live, baby. Hey Chicago, and welcome back to Speak Your Mind Radio. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Queen Star, aka Miss Hip Hop. And today is a very special episode here on Speak Your Mind Radio. We have one of the founders of an elite organization on Instagram called the Meeting of the Minds. This is a group created to bring awareness and light to social injustice and systematic racism. So now let me tell you a little bit more information about them. They first began their call to the mass of people on July 15th by hosting a live virtual town hall meeting via Zoom, which is really creative. And I was very honored to be a part of that. You know, it's like a moment into making history. I can't begin to tell you the amount of overflow of information that I gained that night, which brings us here today. Now sitting with us, one of the founders himself of the Meeting of the Minds, Morgan Saunders. How are you, Morgan?
I'm blessed. How are you doing today?
Blessed in return. Morgan, I'm really honored to have you here on today's show because this right here is a significant shift of what Speak Your Mind Radio is all about. You know, we do bring on independent artists, which is a great tool, a great thing. Music is a great way to capture attention to our people. And what I believe what you are building is incredible. So would you like to tell the people a little bit more about the Meeting of the Minds and also the other founders?
Yes. So essentially the Meeting of the Minds is a sit down where we want to centralize all the information that is coming out. You know, there's social media nowadays that goes and distorts the message of what people are trying to really say and fight for. Like the best example that I could bring about was when the protest started after the George Floyd incident. You had people coming out and saying that all protests were riots and, you know, characterizing black males as looters and thugs in the streets, and in that case, which was not true. Mm-hmm. In that case, which was just an outright lie. Mm-hmm. People were in the streets protesting and preaching a positive message, but there were little outliers in the crowds that incited the idea of rioting just because they saw it happen in Minnesota.
Right, and exactly.
That's when in reality that's not the case. That they wanted to use that little insight into what was going on really on the front lines to excuse it to happen in other places such as Los Angeles.
Exactly. Yes, it was like a chain reaction, which is how negativity kind of starts. When one flares up, the rest of us flare up. It's not like that though. We're, you know, some people, I mean, they took away, it was a big distraction to what was really the message that was really trying to be said, which was we need change. That's all the peaceful protesters asked for, is to an acknowledgement, you know, so that these laws can change, because it's not benefiting the people. And when I say the people, I'm talking about everybody here. It's not benefiting us at all whatsoever.
At all, you know, like it's the system is already made around keeping us down. It's already made around, giving us the hand tied to a hog type of deal.
Right.
You know, we got situations where, you know, in the workforce, I may not get promoted just because of the way I would like to wear my hair, the way that I, you know, the way that I want to express myself at the job.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, little things like that just kind of compile up into holding us back from opportunities just because of our historical background, because of our heritage.
Exactly. It's about freedom of expression too. Like, you know, freedom of speech, I get all that. I mean, everything is intertwined into one, but when you hold a person's expression back to be themselves, then that's when a lot of problems arise. You know, people don't start not to like each other, or maybe they come from a different background and they don't understand you, you know?
Right. And essentially, just to get back to the main point, Meeting of the Minds is essentially just opening these doors and opening these talks like we're doing right now. Mm-hmm. You know, I forgot to even get into, you know, who we are, but we're about opening these talks, opening these ideas, and figuring out the ways that we can reach our representatives, reach our, you know, put our people in places so we can make these actions actually enact.
Exactly. You know? Put actions behind your words, make it happen. Yeah, and that's essentially what I felt like getting that first initial call, the breakdown of it all. I'm like, oh, I have to go. Because I want to help. You know, I was afraid, you know, to even speak about it, let alone get out there and actually protest, you know. But then when I came to the meeting, you were like, you know, guys, I mean, I'm not going to say everything, but you can use what you got to make what you want happen, you know. And that's why we're here today. So going back to the Meeting of the Minds, what is the central concept of the Meeting of the Minds that you would like to relay over to the people?
Well, there are many of us who have many different messages, but me personally, I really just want to relay just the image of, in the depiction of the Black man. And I really want people to understand that it's more than, you know, oh, they think just because I'm Black, they gonna profile me. Nah, homie, it's also because you sagging your pants.
Right.
Also because you trying to walk with a slang in a situation where it's not needed. You know, it's more than just who, you know, who we are. It's how we present ourselves.
Exactly.
And I'm tired of it because if we're gonna preach it, we gotta move like it as well. That's you know, yeah. So that's what I want. That's what I want people to really take away from the Meeting of the Minds. When we're going through and we're talking about systematic reform, take these ideas with you. If we, you know, saying who we meet with, who whatever, let's up our ante. You know what I'm saying? Let's come with a little bit more seriousness to our situations.
I totally agree with that. Oh my goodness, because this right now is not the time to stay quiet, to remain quiet without thought. Like, no, those days are over, homie. I don't care what background you came from. You need to form an opinion about what the hell is going on. Period.
Amen.
But let's go back to again to the foundation of it all. What was that day like when you know what I'm saying, you kind of had that enlightenment, like, you know, I think this needs to be done, because I have to hear this story, this background story of how the Meeting of the Minds became.
So the Meeting of the Minds was it started just as a bang. Honestly, it started like the Big Bang. To me, that's the way it felt to me. It was merely one guy that I had met once in my life at a studio session, knowing a friend that I knew my whole entire college and just onwards in my life dealings as just as a role model, as someone I very much look up to, him being Willie Arnold, DJ Wale, and that guy being Keon Martin and DJ Wale knowing each other and hosting a Instagram live sort of like Q&A, and them two knowing a guy named Tevin Ellis, and we came together in that Instagram live, and for an hour and a half we were the only 4 people in the Instagram live. No one joined, no one came and left. It was just us. And yeah, we just the topics immediately just went into just situations such as Black-owned businesses, such as how to get in, how can we go about systematic reform, or that was supposed to be just a DJ, this is somebody, this is what he does, this is what his brand does, turned into, all right, well, how can we progress? How it came into a more of a building bricks topic. And I wish they were here to also tell their sides of the story, but and for me personally, I never really saw myself as a activist type, as a someone who would preach for our rights as fellow African Americans in this business we call United States. But it was just the mere fact that all of us were coming together and sort of building the building blocks right then and there, that I was pretty proud that we can keep it going, and his ideas kind of came together, and I came to my boy Wale, and I was like, I want to kind of have like a sit down like conversation with all of us, because I just enjoyed that conversation. Can we all have like a meeting of the minds and just have a sit down conversation? He was like, for sure. And we all came into a Zoom call, and then the rest is history. The rest is what you saw July 15th.
Yeah.
And it's something that I'm pretty proud of.
Yeah. I'm like proud of it too, because I was just like, dang, these young kids these young people came together and did all of this. Because like me personally, I was having conversations with my people, and we were just saying, man, this generation of young people, they really know they're strong. They know what they're doing. They're not afraid. They take action. We were bigging y'all up, because we were thinking about when we were in our 20s, like, what the hell were we doing? Shoot. You know what I'm saying? What were we doing with our time? Well, shit, I was in school, but at the same time, like, what was I really doing? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So this is something that I knew that was meant for me. I had to be a part of, because it was just so invigorating to sit and watch our people try to get through to other people. It was just the energy behind all of it, the meetings of the minds. Yeah, man, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's always interesting to hear, the older generations kind of talk about, what was I doing in our 20s? What was I doing? Because to us, it felt like y'all were doing everything. It felt like y'all really took charge of what you guys wanted. Even if it was good, bad, whatever, y'all took charge of what y'all wanted. And I feel like at least our younger generations, anyone in my age range, what is there to say? I feel like we're in more situations where we're sort of kind of caged in,
Yeah.
but the differences in generations, that is what it is. But yeah, it's always interesting to hear you guys kind of chime in on us. 'Cause I don't feel like we're at any
doing
level
enough.
of what you guys were doing.
True. I think I see what you just saying, that kind of flipping it backwards lets me know that we're both in a great position because we can learn off each other. We can help each other. We can get through to the people through each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm just like really excited and just about this whole journey that's about to take place. And what would they say? It's going to be televised, basically, broadcasted, period.
Not be televised.
Yeah, definitely something flourishing among the community of people, really, truly. I had.
Is there anything in depth that you would like to go about what we did do in the meeting of the minds, or?
Yeah, I mean, if I could just state a few things or whatever. So one thing that went in my ear and stayed there, but it wasn't totally comprehended me just because I think so quickly. I wanted to know more about how to get in touch with your state representative to have a meeting with them to kind of state what you would like to see done within your community and what you stay in.
Yeah, we can definitely provide that with just a little bit more looks. And honestly, just to kind of sum it all up, it's essentially you can send an email directly to your state representative. You just have to include your name and address, and it will. And if you do that, it has to go to one of their delegates. It has to go to somebody in their office. Someone has to answer if it's not them directly.
Okay.
If they get that information, they can go over it, give it to them. You can do that about 3 times, and then you can actually also go up there. And if you go up there, you can meet with the with their oh, I'm so sorry. I'm kind of like skipping this as well.
No, it's good. Yeah, it's good because that's how I process things. I skim over them. I mean, if I have to do something else or something, I don't know. But this is a good way to stay on top of your game, you guys. Just kind of know what's going on and how to reach out to certain channels of authority to get certain information across. So this is what I'm learning now. So this is also a virtual invite to anybody out there listening that wishes to attend the virtual hall meetings. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of information there, and we can just work together and everything. That's what I'm thinking, because I would really like to get involved more. And Morgan, you said that you didn't see yourself being kind of like an activist, right? You there?
Oh, okay. So what I was saying is I knocked my little mic out. We got really in depth into the actual how you can actually send an email to your housing representative. We based it out of Texas, and we showed like a really good preview of the actual step-by-step what you would have to say, what you can do to just set up that initial meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it goes to their delegates. Someone in the office has to see it, and they have to respond to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll schedule you that meeting after you go over the template that we gave out. So then after you do that, you can go up there for your date and time requested. And if you are there, you can be seen by somebody. Somebody will address you. If it's not your governor, if it's not your mayor, so one of the delegates has to see you, and they have to bring it to the top of the food chain.
Okay.
So that's what, and actually from, you know, our talks initially before our official meeting of the minds, when I found that out, that really opened my eye. That really like sunk into me, like, oh, I can really go talk to these people again. This is something I never really saw myself in. This is something I really want to learn about, and now I learn, and I'm now being told that I can actually join in. I can actually have my voice be heard and really impact the system from the inside. I always thought it was, oh, you just have to vote the people in, vote, hope they're telling you the truth. No, I can have conversations with these people as well. You know, I can make it. There are ways to make it that human interaction.
Exactly, very organic. Like, and speaking of human interaction, we actually have a few more guests on. You can't see it on my end, so we have Keon Martin. I can't see the other two names, but you guys can speak whenever you're ready.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good, and you?
Pretty good.
Keon, pleasure.
What's up, man? How you doing, man? You all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm blessed. I'm really happy to just be moving, man. Like I've been with everything that's going on with COVID and everything. I'm just really happy to be moving right now, man. It's crazy out here, so I'm good. I'm good. But I wanted to just really introduce you real quick because we're mid thing. So this is Keon Martin, one of the leaders with me in the Meeting of the Minds.
Nice
Amazing,
to meet you.
Talented dude, well thought out, probably one of the smoothest vibes I've known, coolest talkers, like businessman on businessman, and yeah, that's all I really had to say. But Keon, welcome.
Appreciate that, man. I I'm just happy to be here and talk with people who, you know, have good energy, good vibes, and, you know, we talk about something of definitely of substance, and definitely talking about something that, you know, can bring about a difference. So, you know, I'm just happy to be here.
Exactly. We're honored to have you in as well, Keon. And speaking of substance, like, what was your initial reaction when Morgan came to you about having a meeting of the minds?
How it all went down. We were doing like a little like a mini IG show, and we just had like a really great conversation going with me and some of the other people who were on. And so when Morgan reached out later, saying, "Hey, I think we can put some stuff together as far as like really bringing about a change and really bringing about a difference," and he had the other guys who kind of work with us on this project as well. It was just like, for me, honestly, I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole just because growing up, like, I dealt with all that. You know, I've dealt with the KKK. You know, I've dealt with the racism, you know, as early as a child. Like, I've been around the nooses in the trees, the throwing rocks at the bus, playing sports and the referees calling you the N-word and everything like that. So, like, for me, like, I'm so desensitized to it now, to the point to where, you know, it's kind of scary for some people, kind of when I express my opinion about it. So, like, I really didn't want to kind of get into it, but the more conversations we had and the more I thought about it, I was like, with my platform and with, you know, who I am as far as what I bring to the table, like, I can't be selfish. And so that's what really made me want to, you know, do it and push forward and bring about that change.
Exactly. That's just, I just had to get your side too. I mean, as ladies and gentlemen, you see everything adding up or whatever. The stars are aligned for this to take place right now, today. I mean, and therefore carrying on throughout time. This is imperative that we come together now. Now is the time. Now is the time. If you've been wondering, playing around with the thought, or this, that, and the third, this is confirmation for you that it's time to speak out and speak about something of substance. That's what we need to do. We need to guide our people. We have to. And I want to thank you too, Keon. Like I thought, I thank Morgan too for even, coming together and starting something like this. This was definitely what you call a godly moment. I heard the trumpets. This is it. This is it right here. So I'm very excited to be a part of the movement that we've all, that's being built right now.
Yeah, I remember when we were like kind of like starting it off, and I know Morgan was like super excited to get things going, and he was honest and transparent. Like he's like, hey, I don't really know a lot about the stuff that's happening or what's going on as far as like how to like what to do or how to do. Just like we all are, right? A lot of people don't know what to do or how to make a change or what they can do to make a change. But just us having a conversation, I know like my thoughts were, everybody's talking about what's happening right now, but can we talk about what can we do next? Mm-hmm. I think if we're going to do anything, we have to talk about what we're going to do next. And a lot of times we get so caught up in the spill on the floor that we don't think to damage control and then clean up. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
For me, it was more so, okay, we have all these people who are hurt, frustrated, who have all these thoughts in their mind. We have to kind of give them some type of guidance on, hey, this is what you can do next. Mm-hmm. These are some partial solutions to help lead to a bigger solution.
Exactly.
We're like, I don't have no, political background or activist background. Neither did my parents, neither did anybody else I know. You know what I'm saying? And I can probably say the same for some of the other guys. Shoot. All I know is I know people. All I know is I know how to make a difference, and I know what's right and what's wrong. Mm-hmm. Everything else is, you know what I'm saying, just God just kind of guiding it. So we're just rolling with that.
Yeah, you put that perfectly in a nutshell as far as to what the universe has been up to, is to bring us together. It's true. Because I was just telling Morgan, like, this is like really literally it. I mean, I don't know. He told me the same thing you just said, that he doesn't really have a background in politics either, so to speak. You feel me? But you don't need a background in politics to speak about what's right. You don't need to know, man, you just got to talk to the people. Like, them, like, because they know you too, because you are people. We people.
Mm-hmm. I literally look at things like eating, right? When you're hungry and you're really hungry, you're going to do whatever you can to go look for food, find food, or figure out what you're going to eat. Mm-hmm. And in this case, this is a hunger and a need that we all have and we all need for equality and, solutions to the racism and injustices that we're facing. So it's like super critical right now that we do whatever it takes, figure out what we need, figure out what we need to do, where to go, who to talk to, who we need to meet with in order to make these things happen. Because if not, what happens when you don't get enough food? You get malnutrition, right?
Right.
You start having health concerns and health conditions, right? Mm-hmm. And then these things start impacting you until what happens? You're no longer here, right?
Right.
So we can't wait till the last minute to try and figure out what we need to do. We definitely got to start doing it now and be proactive instead of reactive.
Say that again. Be proactive instead of being reactive, period. I love that.
Yeah, it's definitely not an excuse to just wait for something to happen or just point at the spill on the ground. You definitely got to get out and try and, make a difference now.
Yes, because this year has been horrendous and all in its own. Just boldness and on the wrong side, on the other side, being boldly wrong. So if you can be boldly wrong, then damn it, I can be boldly truthful too. I can tell you how I feel. Oh my God, I just...
It's only... it's only wrong if someone knows that there's a truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because up until, certain part of civilization, whatever certain people said was the truth. Whatever certain people said was fact. It wasn't until we had scientists, we had specialists, we had people who specialize in certain things that say, hey, this is what's actually fact. This is what's actually true. Before that, we just had people just saying whatever was on their mind, and that was fact. And that way, so it says, so it's written.
Right.
And so, now we're getting that space to where it's happening again, where, you have people just saying whatever comes to mind, like
yes.
you said, or just saying wild stuff, and you're like, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. But it goes to being educated, right? If you're not educated, if you don't know the truth, if you don't know that there's truth out there, then you're gonna believe what you're told.
Exactly.
But you gotta be able to believe half of what you see and none of what you hear sometimes.
You got to be bold enough to look beyond just scratching the surface, and that's it, and being content with that. You got to go deeper. What Matthias Saunders, that's Morgan's dad, said, you got to Google deep. Do a Google deep, a deeper look.
Google deeper.
Yeah, Google deeper.
Google
Thank
deeper.
you.
You gotta Google deeper.
Yes.
Always gotta Google deeper.
Yes.
Don't believe what's on the surface level.
That's right. That's right.
I think that for the most part, it's tough to say that just because of the fact that you have some people that don't even know what Google is. Like, if you're fortunate enough to live in a major city, then more than likely you're either around educated people or you've been educated. But when you look at the vast majority of the country, you only have a few major cities. Everything else is more smaller towns, smaller cities. And then if you look at the rural areas, there are so many people in these rural areas. So the only source of information comes most of the time from TV, because you can never fault somebody for what they don't know, right? Like if you don't know the earth is round and someone told you the earth is flat, your whole life you're going to act as if the earth is flat, tell people the earth is flat. So when you find out it's round, you're going to think it's fake. I'm like, that's not true.
Okay, brother, I hear you.
So it's our job to give people the information, and it's our job to explain the information or dissect the information. And then from there, let them make the decision themselves. Because when you try and force somebody to eat, they may not accept it. But when you leave it there and you break it down for them and tell them what it is and show them what it can do for them, then once they make that change, they're going to be able to accept it faster, accept it more, and then spread that to the people that they rock with.
Wow. Almost was speechless there for a moment, but yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Gosh, I don't know what else to say except for I can't wait to the next meeting, town hall meeting. When is it?
What's the
Every
date
three
for it,
Wednesday.
Yeah, the third
Every
Wednesday. So
three
next
Wednesday.
is one. That's the 19th. August 19th is the next Wednesday.
Okay, cool. Oh shoot, I got stuff going on that day, but yeah, I'm coming out for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have to just for the people out there that want to get involved with it? How can they get an invitation to the meeting?
The meeting is always going to be hand delivered. It's a personal invite to be in the meeting of the minds, but you can always view it on our Instagram live links, our YouTube live links.
Yes.
But you will be invited to the meeting of the minds. It's an invitation.
I love it. I have to eat this up, but this is beautiful. This is beautiful. So you guys out there, I retract my last statement. Follow the Meetings of the Minds on IG. That's the Meetings of the Mind. That's at the Meetings of the Minds, CST. Okay.
All right.
Is there anything you guys want to add to what has already been said? This episode is priceless.
I think for the most part, it's just I think at this point, if kind of like what you said, if there's anything you ever thought about, Is there anything you ever wanted to do? If there's anything you ever wanted to see differently, either about yourself or about what you're doing or about what you see around you or the people around you, now is the time to take action and be the change that you want to see. What I tell people all the time is don't hate nothing, don't love nothing, because it's going to change. But if you don't create that change, then you're going to be in a space to where you're just sitting there stagnant.
Dang.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? And what happens to stagnant water when it gets hot? It evaporates, right?
Yes.
And you don't want to be gone and have nothing to leave.
Right.
So why not grow your puddle into a pond, a river, a lake, a stream, or ocean of change.
Wow.
I think now is like the best time to do that, just because with COVID going on, with people having more free time, people working from home, it's no excuse why you can't do anything you want to do. Because now all the excuses that people had, well, I don't have enough time, I'm always at work, I'm always doing this, I'm always doing that. It's like halftime right now. So you have this halftime in your life that, nobody in any generation has had.
Yeah,
unless
you're
you
right.
Unless you was living in 1929 during the Great Depression.
Exactly.
So it's like no one in your lifetime has had this opportunity, and now you have this opportunity to change not only your life but your family's lives and the lives of the generations that come after you. So if you're not taking this opportunity now to do that, you're not only hurting yourself, but you're hurting all the people that's gonna come after you. So like I was telling the team when we were doing this, I was like, hey, these conversations that we're gonna have, it's not about us, right? It's not about the change that's gonna help things for us. It's gonna be about the change that's gonna help things for the people that we haven't seen yet, or who may not even be born yet, or the people who are to come. Because that's more important than anything, right? Because we can carry the load, we can carry the burden. But what about that kid that's growing up who's going to be the next president,
Right.
the next doctor, the next cure of something? We want to make sure his journey, his path is a whole lot easier than ours was. Because the better his journey or path is, the faster he can get to doing what he needs to do to change the world.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. Hey, I like that. Then you putting them on the alignment right away, right in the beginning, instead of trying to figure things out with them. Like, no, you about to be right here. You're going to go there.
Right. Because, I mean, think about some of the greatest people and all the things that they had to do to get to where they are today.
Yes.
They had to overcome this, overcome that, deal with this, deal with that. We looked over on X, Y, Z, skipped over on this, and that, only to later in life when they're 50, 60 or, 40, 50, okay, now they're successful. Now they've created this. When they could have came out the gate swinging.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how I feel like this idea of the meeting of the minds, y'all came out the gate swinging with this and ain't stopped since. That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
There's another thing I want to touch on. During that first town hall meeting on July 15th, I told Morgan, I learned so many things, and I wanted to touch on one of those things that I learned. Like, let's talk about BOB, Black-owned businesses. Isn't that a cool acronym, guys? BOB, Black-owned businesses. Okay, so
BOB.
Yeah, it's so cool. I just wanted to talk about how the attitudes that we have toward BOBs, like, no, I'm not shopping with them because they got attitude. Well, shoot, you got attitude too. I mean, what's going on here? But I'm just saying, don't be so quick to write off a business because you had one bad experience. That's what feedback is for. I'm pretty sure everybody that own a Black-owned business or just a business in general would like the people's feedback on what they're doing, right or wrong, right?
Facts.
Right.
Facts. You gotta get feedback. It's just like you gotta, like, we can go to these Black-owned businesses and we can have a good experience, bad experience. A lot of times if we have a good experience, we might say, oh yeah, the food was good, but we never talk about, oh, the service was good, right? But if we have a bad experience, we thrive on telling people how bad something is or how negative something is. And, at the end of the day, that hurts the business. So why not take that same energy that you have and DM that business on Instagram, or send that business a message on Facebook, or call that business and speak to the manager and let them, hey, this is what I saw, this is the experience that I had. Just kind of passing this feedback on to you because I support your business, and I would definitely like to see, this change for future customers.
Exactly.
But that's, that's the type of things that we need to do to continue to, support our Black businesses. And also too, is just like sometimes these people who have these businesses, they may not know, they might not have some of the business acumen that some of these other businesses have, or the infrastructures that these other businesses have. So for example, I can be a Black-owned pizza shop, and like the cost of the ingredients may cost me, $1 more than it may cost, Pizza Hut or Domino's or another pizza shop that has an infrastructure and a supply chain and things like that. So when they say, why the price so high? Well, it's the cost of the goods.
Right.
I don't have that same, I don't have the McDonald's pipeline. I can't get bread for X amount of cent. I'm paying, a whole $1 for bread, maybe, or possibly whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, we got to make a profit. So the price is the price. But, sometimes we just see it as, I think sometimes we see Black businesses as a relative's business, or like a relative's house. Like,
that's so true.
Like, why you charging me? I'm your family.
Oh my God.
Okay, but we got to eat too.
Oh my God. You are so right. That is so shitty. Yeah, that just goes to show you what our history is, a number on us, because that's that negativity right there, that negative mindset. Like I got treated like shit, so I'm gonna treat you like shit too. We the same people, but I'm gonna do that. We got really. Mm-hmm.
I say it's really weird though, because like during segregation, all we had was Black-owned businesses.
Exactly.
And we had to depend on them for everything. And then once we desegregated and people started transitioning to, different businesses, transitioning to like the white businesses and the other types of business that we're now allowed to go into, you start to see like the decline of a lot of Black-owned businesses. And then after the bombings in like Tulsa and some of these other previous Black meccas of Black businesses,
mm-hmm.
After you see the bombings and stuff like that deterred a lot of people from creating Black businesses and going those Black businesses. Not even talking about the injustices we face, or like I would say the issues we face when it comes time to getting a loan from the bank to start a business.
Right.
Or like the funding that we try and get, or like, hey, when I try and buy the building, or when I try and get the business set up for the franchise, all the stuff that I have to deal with. So again, like we talked about a second ago, hell, if we can remove a lot of the issues that we face and have to overcome in order to get going, we can get stuff going a whole lot faster.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that just comes from just having self-love. I mean, how can you teach somebody else to love somebody else if you don't love yourself? You know what I mean?
The craziest thing to think about, and like I tell you all the time, just stop and think for 1 second, right? Just think if like, if you had a box of crayons and you passed out crayons to everybody, so 16 crayons, 16 people,
mm-hmm.
and you got the red crayon, and
mm-hmm.
everybody hated you just because you had a red crayon.
Right.
Think about that. Like, how crazy is that? Like, it's not about what you have on. It's not about who you are. It's not about how smart you are. It's not about something you said. They hate you because you have the red crayon.
Yeah, wow.
And someone may have light red, somebody might have dark red, somebody may have mahogany, somebody may have burgundy, different
mm-hmm.
shades of red, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they hate you because you have red.
Right.
And sometimes that's what it's like being Black. It's like people hate, people hate a group of people just because of their skin color. Not for anything else that they've done, but just because of their skin color. Like, right. I think that is so crazy when you think about it. It's just like, out of all the stuff you can hate somebody for, you really hate them because of their skin?
Right. It's comical.
It's comical, right? But this is our everyday life.
Yeah, that's so true. That is so true. That's crazy. That is crazy. Just to put it out like that. I don't know. But getting back to the BOBs, you in the town hall meeting, you guys, they had a list of BOBs in different cities, guys. It's not. Yeah, why don't you guys tell the people where you're from and everything like that? Because I didn't even say that.
I'm living in Los Angeles, California. I've been living here for the last 2 years.
What about you, Keon?
So I'm originally from Beaumont, Texas. I've kind of bounced around. I lived in Dallas a couple years. I lived in Atlanta a couple years, and I just moved out to LA. So I'm out here in LA too with Morgan.
That's nice.
I've been out here almost a year.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How do you like it?
It's definitely different. I haven't really got to enjoy it because everything shut down. But it's cool. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar. It's similar to Texas as far as size wise, but it just has mountains and beaches. So I mean,
yeah,
you think
that's the only difference.
Los Angeles is compact, man. The big thing about Texas is just it's spread out, man.
Yeah, spread out. Definitely. I think just as far as I left Atlanta because of the fact that the only place you can go to in Georgia was Atlanta. And it was there was nothing else. For example, I could go drive to Nashville, or I can drive to Charlotte or Tallahassee or something. But in Texas, you can go Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio. You're gonna get different vibes in each, right? In California, it's just like that. We can go LA, we can go to San Diego, we can go up to the Bay. You have all these different major cities that you can go to, and you can get different vibes. And so I just wanted to be in a space where you can get that.
Definitely. I do. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I've been to both Texas and Atlanta, and I would say I agree with you. It's more spread it out in Texas, rural wise and city wise. It is compacted in LA, but I really like LA's vibe. I just feel like I can find a peace of mind there, So
yeah, I would like to see in LA as far as the black scene. I haven't seen that yet, so that's what I'm more excited to see. What is the black scene like? Because coming from Atlanta to LA is 9-day difference. In Atlanta, you get all the same vibes as LA, but it's smaller, more compact. And everybody you see with the nice stuff, everybody you see with the thrills are black. So in LA, it's the total opposite. So it was kind of re-culture shocking, even though I come from that environment before. So it was just dang, this is different.
Yeah, I feel like LA was the city of angels. I mean, that's what it's called before, but I really felt like people there were some fucking angels for real or something. I don't know. It was just weird because I was just connecting with them so well, especially with my mind. I didn't have to say nothing. Everybody saw the same thing we saw. I mean, I saw or whatever. It was just interesting. I don't know. I just had a good experience there. So yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I don't want to get off subject or anything like that, but people just need to know, just the backgrounds of, some of the founders of the Meeting of the Mind, so they kind of can see what I was talking about, this amount of overflow of information that I received and how I'm anticipating for August 19th to come, so I can just be a part of the meeting again and continue on learning. And that's another thing I wanted to put out there. Don't be afraid to do stuff, you guys. Like I said, this is the time to speak out. I'm running out of time. Matter of fact, this may not be the platform for you, but you may know somebody in your area that's doing something similar or something that's even more compacted and broken down in front of you before you just take part into it. This is for me, and I know you guys out there can follow, like I said, the Meeting of the Minds on Instagram, CST, and Meeting of the Minds, CST. So I'll put that in the link and everything like that. So we're going to get out of here because, like I said, I'm running out of time. But you guys want to add anything on to what's already been said?
Really, just I'm excited for the next one, and all in all, I'm ready to see the change. I'm ready to see a change in our community. I'm ready to see I'm ready to do my part to make an impact in any way I can. And I hope that through this talk that we just had inspires the next person to want to do so as well.
I agree. What about you, Keon?
I think if you can't do, or if you're not at the moment where you can do, then support the people who can.
Yes, exactly.
And if you know somebody in your neighborhood, in your city, in your state who's getting out there, and you stand for what they stand for or what they're doing, just support them. At the end of the day, just support them.
I agree. I stand with you guys wholeheartedly, so I can't wait until what happened next and what it's going to be and everything. So, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Speak Your Mind Radio. Really appreciate your time. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on Instagram under @SpeakYourMindRadio. Yeah, and I'm always here. So, peace out.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much, Tar.
You're welcome.
Thinking back to a time driving down Lakeshore Drive, blowing light in the wind, sonic boom hit your ear, breathing in that good endo. Doors closed, windows up, cause that's the way we like to ride. Windy City hitting the shot. Thinking back to a time driving down Lakeshore Drive, blowing light in the wind, sonic boom hit your ear, breathing in that good endo. Doors closed, windows up, cause that's the way we like to ride. Windy City hitting the shot. Driving down the Dan Ryan, reminiscing about the times I was with my mama, stranded in the Great Park Avenue, stranded miles away from home, no lending helping hand could be reached, no one on the other end. Winning 3-piece, eating 3-piece Harold's chicken with mild sauce on the side, slide down Michigan like so sweet, honey's wild and free all the time, foot working freely through the scene. Oh my God, I'm so shy, tasteful thoughts run my mind. I'm so fly, I'm so high, natural average ratio. I'm just here to steal the show, magic tricks fill the air. Windy City blow the trees, hidden talent everywhere. Shout out to Southside Prep and UVU, CSU, CPS, CTA. Thank you for riding through, for all them tracks you helped me through. Born and raised, Southside brain, Rosalind, concrete made. Nigga, you know I'm on my way. Ay, thinking back to a time driving down Lakeshore Drive, blowing light in the wind, sonic boom hit your ear, breathing in that good endo. Doors closed, windows up, cause that's the way we like to ride. Windy City hitting the shot. Thinking back to a time driving down Lakeshore Drive, blowing light in the wind, sonic boom hit your ear, breathing in that good endo. Doors closed, windows up, cause that's the way we like to ride. Windy City hitting the shot.
Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, White Castles, Harold's Chicken, still call it Sears Tower, picture like Polaroid, solar voids, control your poise, older noise, I told you boys, we like AT alien, Georgia humanoids, from outer older void, no granola soy, Motorola toy to my ear, record I hold like Floyd, sip Coca-Cola boy, mixed with Crown Royal and OE, in Illinois, feel the voice, need a voice, road trip down 57 to the Dan Ryan, going so fast, I'm Peter Pan flying, running to the money, better yet the pesos, be up all night like the old school Space Ghost, I could take it way back like homie don't play that, bump and twist the overdose, in the wrapped up wave cap, in the back of class, outrighting those that can't rap, quiet boy, Windy City, Memphis, Ray, stay back.
Thinking back to a time driving down Lakeshore Drive, blowing light in the wind, wind, sonic boom, hit your ear, breathing in that good endo. Doors closed, windows up, cause that's the way we like to ride. Windy City, hitting the shot, thinking back to a time, driving down Lakeshore Drive, blowing light in the wind, sonic boom, hit your ear, breathing in that good endo. Doors closed, windows up, cause that's the way we like to ride. Windy City, hitting the shot.